Hello, gorgeous. I'm the Fairy Voice Mother, and today I'm going to be reacting to Toxicity by System of a Down. This super famous rock band that apparently managed to escape my entire life, except the last 2 months. So we are binging. Oh, what's that over there? I'm going to have to stand up to see it. Say what? At first glance, one may assume I have a chest emblazoned with butterflies, but look again, fairy folk. These are larynxes with wings. Of course, you could tell yourself you don't want an original Fairy Voice Mother t-shirt in your life, but you would be lying. And that is just no way to live. There's loads of colours and loads of slightly different designs, and you can find them all in the link in the description. To see your beautiful torso in one of my shirts would be a dream come true. So if you do get one, please tag me in any pictures that may appear on the internet. Anyway, as long as you are sitting comfortably and you've got a nice little cookie and a drink, let's get going. That's a little mini masterpiece all by itself. So before the drums come in, we can hear a gradual opening up of the signal from the guitars. A very, very subtle one, but it kind of just in the last bar of that soft section. So it wasn't that obvious, but we were slightly subconsciously prepared for something new and something bigger. And the way that the rhythm alternates between da 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 and da 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 da, they're so contrasting with completely different energies to the point where it kind of tricks us into thinking they changed tempo, but they absolutely didn't. You can count along 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 throughout that whole thing. And the reason that it might seem like it changes tempo is because we're inclined to count differently in both sections. So we want to go, but you don't have to count with those swung rhythms. You can count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oof. I love this so much. A super high energy classic rock intro, but with a twist, with a rhythmic twist. The guitar is actually a really significant component of this because when the rhythm is straight, it's chicka chicka chicka. And then when we're in the swing section, that's when he lets the guitar ring a little bit more. So yeah, beautiful display of something that is in equal parts simple, but complex. Simple in terms of the time signature and the key, but complex in terms of the ability to play with meter and then being able to modulate the style of playing, like the bounce to suit wherever they are. What a magnificent intro. Wow. Nice.
Conversion, software version 7.0. Looking at life through the eyes of a tire hub. Eating seeds is a pastime activity. The toxicity of our city, of our city. No! What do you own the world? How do you own disorder? Disorder! No! Somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. Somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. Disorder! Disorder! Disorder!
I get it. So the concept of disorder and like chaos between silence and sleep is completely reflected by the instrumentation. Starting as early as the intro, like with that chuggy part, chicka 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 chicka, that perhaps represents something more chaotic, and then the swung melody. Da, feels a little bit more serene. The way that they've managed to compose this to perfectly represent these two emotions in the same song and constantly switch between each other while keeping it relatively simple in terms of, the tempo hasn't changed, the key hasn't changed. They've not had to go tacky and put a bunch of car alarms in and then little birdie tweets to represent that. They've managed to do that purely musically. That is outstanding composition. It's easy to lose sight of what effective music composition is, and sometimes we can get carried away in believing that many technical complexities necessarily result in a superior composition, but that's absolutely, if anything, the opposite. I mean, this is why effective film scores have themes like extremely simple melodies composed by people that know all there is to know about music theory. Also, slight tangent. The point being, the best composers know that their services are to depict certain emotions. And if the piece can't do that, it doesn't matter how technically fabulous it is, it didn't work. It didn't serve a purpose. So the composers of this song clearly know what to prioritize when it comes to composing something that's effective and good at telling their story. It's just so amazing. There's so many bits in it that we can pick out as an example, but let's try and just pick a couple of them. So first of all, how they've used the lyrics.
Eating seeds is a pastime activity.
The line about eating seeds as a pastime activity is performed like virtually on the same pitch with a really even vocal tone. It doesn't modulate very much. It's just seeds is a pastime activity. Very plain. And then as soon as we start to address the toxicity of our city,
The toxicity of our city, of our city.
they build tension in that line by increasing the pitches in the melody. Toxicity of a city, of a city. It's like, you can feel the rage build as he repeats that word. You can just imagine how he would perform it as a monologue. The toxicity of our city, of our city. It's got that emphasis because when we emphasize things in speech, we also raise the pitch usually. So yeah, it conveys that really well. But this leads us nicely onto the point of how bloody versatile he is as a vocalist. He knows exactly where in his body to send his voice at all times. He is the captain of the resonance ship.
Life through the eyes of a tire hub.
So chilly. It's just like really, really resonating on the roof of his mouth. You can hear how his opened up a little bit of space in there, but without opening his mouth. So this really interesting rattling effect with the resonance without it being hub, like really obvious, and also without it being hub, really stuck and small. It's I like that a lot. And then of course you go into the chorus and it's a completely different story altogether.
Yo! What are you on the wall? How are you on disorder?
An incredible control of the grit. Oh, I love it. Oh, I do. I love it. I love a gritty chorus. It sounds incredibly natural for him as well. Just now, we talked about how he holds his resonance quite up here. And here, he's really choosing to let it go, performing the words, you, what do you own the world? If it was the same style of performance as before, he would definitely sing it something like, you, what do you own the world? But it's not, it's yo, what do you own the world? So he's very effectively putting his face in this position to design the space inside his vocal tract to enable some of these supraglottic tissues to come together. That sounded way more complicated than it actually is. It's just about creating a habitable space inside your throat for tissues to move effectively. Like if I have a circle shape, I can put circle objects inside this circle. I cannot put square objects into it. So if you shape your vocal tract in a way that the other tissues aren't allowed to move over the top of your vocal folds, which is what creates this grit and distortion, then you just physically can't, which is why people can sometimes get frustrated when they're practicing grit and distortion because they're like, I'm doing everything I was supposed to do and it's just not coming out. And it's not because they're not using enough force necessarily. It's just the actual shape of the instrument isn't appropriate for the tissues to do what what they want. So the shape of his head and neck there are very specific to allow for such movements. It is not a coincidence that he's saying the words in this way for this vocal effect. Somewhere. When he does the somewhere, it's a different shape again. It's somewhere. Because remember, the start of the chorus was much more here, and now it's here. So, yeah. This is just so cool for so many reasons. Obviously, all of those vocal technical reasons, obviously. But also, this is just the most chorusy chorus. I can just imagine people at their concerts getting into this chorus so much because you've got the even rhythms like between the sacred silence, and then you've got the somewhere, that swinginess, and then the rigidness that we've had throughout the whole song so far. And then at this chorus moment, the audience can finally get into that. It's just so attractive to sing. Maybe because it sounds like it's in C minor, which is a very accessible key. This will be in everyone's range, whether you do it in the lower octave or the higher octave. C is generally quite a good key for that.
Disorder!
Oh my God, do you know what it's like? This is so random. You know when you have a baby? Well, I've never had a baby, but when you are in the presence of a baby, you are holding a human baby. You get the point. And you do the little game with the baby and you bounce it up and down and then you go, woo! And then you go like that again. It's like that. It's this change of rhythm and woo, catching us off guard and then bringing us back in again. The baby's like, haha, that was the best thing ever. And then as adults, we're like,
Yeah, this is the best thing ever.
I don't know. We want the same things that babies want, really, if you think about it. Oh, I love watching him do that so
More wood for their fires, loud neighbor.
Did you hear that little whisper in there? All right, just to make sure, let's have another go.
Wood for their fires, loud neighbors. Flashlight reveries caught in the headlights of a truck.
And he was whispering on the words loud neighbours as well. Whispering the word loud. There's nothing more contrasting than that. This is a bloody work of art, it really is.
Eating seeds as a pastime activity. The toxicity of our city, of our city. No! What are you on the wall? How do you own the starter? Disorder! No! Somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. Somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. Disorder! Disorder! Disorder!
I love this scene here and what it represents, the way that the guitar man looks like his head's about to bloody fly off. He's going at it so hard while he's involved in the chaos by playing that guitar riff. And then the other two obviously aren't playing yet, so they haven't joined in with the banging. And then it's almost as if as soon as the bass player starts to play, then the drums kick in as well. They've almost relinquish themselves into the chaos. It's like it just really represents that calm chaos. Calm chaos. Calm chaos. Wow. Did they transition out of the people's faces into the universe? Whoa. more could you want out of a 3 minutes and 44-second song? Oh my God, it had everything. I love the little surprise power metal outro as well. That was awesome. When I became the sun, I shone life into the man's hearts. Yeah, I guess what he's getting at is the fact that we're all just various combinations of stardust. So I am the sun, you are the sun, we are also the earth and the water and bus tickets. It's the same core components that make up everything. Therefore, things that are so contrasting as well, like toxicity in our cities and then beautiful, tranquil environments as well. It's all made of the same stuff and it's all inhabited by the same creatures. Humans can be in one place and experience a completely different thing than if they were in another place. That same collection of cells behave so differently depending on which types of cell collections they surround themselves with. That is very deep. Now, obviously, I've just heard it once through with the visual context, so I can't say this for sure, but I am hearing that the chorus is sung differently each time, which is quite unusual. If it's the exact same melody in every chorus, it would generally be copy and pasted. But I had the feeling that the distortion and intensity of the vocal performance built through each of the iterations of the chorus. Like that somewhere, that was different. Yeah, it was definitely different because the where was more gritty before, but that was more like that was more open and shrill. I really respect that in the context of this song because the chorus is a humongous deal. In some songs, the chorus is less important and it's more about other things to do with the song, like the progression of the arrangement or whatever. But in this song, the chorus is everything. I think it was written to really unify people so that we can all chant it together. I think that especially because of the way that they feature crowds in, I think it was all of their music videos I've seen so far, singing the songs along with them, especially in the chorus, which it tells you a lot about the intentions behind their music. Sacred silence and sleep. And with that amount of significance placed on the chorus, it does make sense to sing it to them every time. And that is my conclusion for today. I really feel like I've barely touched the tip of this musical iceberg, but I have to go now. Because I'm teaching. I am thoroughly enjoying this System of a Down journey with you all, and I'm excited to see what song you suggest for me to analyse next of theirs because I'm having a good time. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself again. Hi, I'm Lolly if you're new here, and I'm a vocal coach. I'm going to get better at that. It is time for me to love you and leave you until the next video. But before I do, let's read out today's oracle card. It's the head hamster with his bag of intrusive thoughts. Don't you just love this little What an asshole. Hang on, you are the asshole. Unload the bag of thoughts, my friend. Better off yet, ditch it. Don't carry that around. Find peace. I know you can. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I've enjoyed making it. If there are any singers you would like to see me react to, please do let me know down below in the comments or over on Patreon. If you do decide to pop over to Patreon, then make sure you leave your vote on the poll to ensure that you see the exact analysis on this channel that you want to see. If you manage to make it to the premiere, then big premiere hug for you. If you're here at any other time, then big hug for you too. And I love you loads. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again next time. Mwah. Bye. Escape me. What is this? It's not really a head bang. It's like a head quiver. It just quivers my head. It really does. His little face. Oh, he doesn't look of this world. And with that amount of significance thrust upon the chorus, it would make sense. Why did I say thrust? I didn't need to use that word there. I'm sorry.